I spoke to Tom Aspinall last week, and this is the first time that you, Darren and Tom will all be fighting on the same card as professionals. So that's got to feel pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's exciting times. You know, Tom's debut, my second fight, Darren's the main event. So it's good atmosphere, it's fantastic in training, and we're all looking forward to just getting out there and fighting, really. It's been so long for me. You know, our last time was obviously March, so it's been a while. I just can't wait to fight.
Do you feel that your overall journey since March last year, you know, you had your fight with Makwan prepared for London, Makwan Amirkhani, and then obviously that event didn't happen, unfortunately. But you had the bouts with injury during last year. You had the bout in China called off, unfortunately, and then for the pandemic to happen and have you delayed until now. Did you deal with lockdown maybe better than you thought you would, because you had that mental battle throughout last year of not knowing when your next fight was going to be?
I mean, I suppose you just got to deal with it best you can with this pandemic. Obviously, it's a bit crazy times. I've been okay, really, as far as training goes, because I've got my own gym. So I've managed to go and still train properly and not had to do my own workouts and stuff like that. I've been able to go down to my own gym and train throughout this pandemic. And then obviously, you know, into Liverpool as well. But yeah, obviously it wasn't good. Since after the fight with Nurmani, I had a bit of bad luck with an injury, and then obviously I got rescheduled to fight in March, and then then obviously the pandemic. So it was a bit of a nightmare, but you know, you just got to overcome really and just get on with it. It's what it is, isn't it? Are
you a bit gutted that you didn't get that opportunity against Amirkhani, and is that the guy that you want next, should everything go to plan at Fight Island?
I still definitely want to fight Makwan, yeah, because, you know, he's a good name. He's been in the UFC a while. He's a good fighter. I think me and him make a good fight as well. You know, he's got a bit of a wrestling background. So have I. So I like them kind of fights. One, it showcases my skill, and you never know what's going to happen to you. You know, you could end up not wrestling throughout of it, or we could cancel each other out and just end up trying to knock each other out. So that's what's exciting about fights like that, and that's the kind of fights really I want to get myself out there. So Makwan's definitely in my sights too still.
Do you think your extensive wrestling background is something that massively sets you apart from the competition at 145? And also you had that opportunity to show that your hands aren't too bad either in that London card as well.
Yeah, they worked out well in London. You know, my hands, obviously I needed to make a statement on my debut. You know, it took UFC quite a while to sign me, probably due to my wrestling. The way my fights went, it was very predominantly wrestling. So yeah, it was the best night really to showcase my hands and obviously get a TKO.
Do you think now that you've got that first TKO under your belt, that you are going to be very comfortable looking for that finish from the get-go in fights? Because you showed a real aggressive style, and if someone had watched that fight having not seen your previous ones, they probably would have thought that you was a natural finisher.
Yeah, I mean, I do always look to finish, whether it's on the ground or on the feet, really. But obviously, most of mine's come from the ground submissions. So I'm always looking to finish. You know, I don't want to be a lay and prayer, really. I always want to look to finish the fight, whichever way I can. But yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of people, you know, since that first one, because I was in the limelight, a lot of people do think I'm mainly a striker. You know, I think one of my mates said to me a while back, he says, oh, I've got a bet with you and Makwan. He says, my mate thinks Makwan's going to win because you're more of a striker, you know, which is strange, because he thought that Makwan was just going to be able to take me down because I'm more of a striker. So, you know, people do think that. Yeah. And, you know, it's good to have both, though, isn't it?
So how is this experience going to be for you? I take it that absolutely no family can go out there. I watched a documentary on that whole experience building to London last time, and your dad has obviously been absolutely pivotal to your career, and to see his reaction to your boxing skills was awesome, to see how proud and pleased he was with that. Are you going to be FaceTiming him when you're out there, just a few calls of last minute advice from his behalf? And yeah, just talk about how important he is to you.
Yeah, my dad's been a massive part of my career, really, throughout my wrestling and obviously throughout my mixed martial arts. He doesn't know too much about mixed martial arts, so he doesn't have too much input, but he is definitely always there for support. Through my wrestling career, he was my coach at one point, you know, from a young age, until I got took on the world-class programme. But yeah, he's been everywhere when we come to Japan. He come to Brazil when I fought. He's never missed a fight, so this is going to be probably tough on him. This fight, because he's, like I say, he's never missed any fight. But yeah, I'll be ringing him, and I'll be FaceTiming him stuff and keeping in contact, just because he's a very motivating guy. He's a very positive guy, so I definitely will have his input really close to the fight.
And it really was a brilliant documentary on that period of your life, because another thing that was quite prominent from that video was that your wife said that when you come home, you don't watch sports, you don't talk about your MMA career at all. It's just like you've come back from any other job. Is that absolutely integral to any success you're going to have in this career of MMA, that you do have two separate lives?
I think so, yeah, because you need that downtime. You know, you can't. Us fighters, we live, eat, and breathe fighting. You know, and if you're coming home and you're listening about fighting and you know, your training and stuff like that, you need that downtime. You need that switch off button, really. And there's no one better than that. My wife, really, she's very down to earth, and she definitely brings me straight back down to earth. No matter what, whether I had the biggest win of my career, she'll bring me right back down to earth. You know, so. Yeah, I think it's better that way for us. It works for me anyway.
And just in terms of how this camp has been in general, from the outside looking in, it looks like you guys have really hard sparring at Kaobon. Has that been prominent at all during this camp, given the sort of the situation that a lot of guys have been in, like the likes of Max Holloway? He said he's not been able to have any sparring whatsoever. How has this coronavirus affected your camp, if anything?
Yeah, we played by the rules fully. You know, when they said that elite athletes are allowed to kind of train, you know, we started back training then. We didn't train any sooner. But like I say, I have been training before that. I have my son. My son's 15. He understands fighting. He understands wrestling. So I've been able to go to my gym, and I've been able to train with him throughout, really. And then when I got the call to the Fight Island, you know, I was able to go back up to Liverpool because elite athletes in this country was allowed to train again. And then, yeah, we got sparring again. We do spar hard, you know. I think that just gets us ready for the fight. You know, if you've noticed all the Team Kaobon lads, from past and present, you know, they're all tough and very durable. So, you know, I think it works, and it works for us. And Colin Aaron, you know, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's been coaching a long, long time. He's made many champions. He's got the most fighters in the UFC from the UK. So, you know, I were we to not listen to him? He's the man. You know, he is a perfectionist, and he knows what he's doing. So we don't spar hard every single session. You know, there's just times where he'll make us spar a bit lighter. So it's not like, you know, we're just damaging each other all the time. But we are always ready for a tear up and ready for a fight.
Now, Wigan isn't a massively known area in the fight game, and definitely people in North America won't know where Wigan is, but I'm from Atherton, so I think this is really cool to see you on the big stage. Are you the first guy from Wigan representing the town in the UFC? Yeah.
No, I'm actually not. Tom Blackledge.
Tom, of course, yeah.
He had a couple of fights. He was knocking about with Rampage at the time. Rampage was obviously a massive name. He was helping coach Rampage. So yeah, Tom Blackledge, he was the first guy in the FC from Wigan.
Of course, yeah. I remember it was the when Bisping fought Jorge Riviera, he was on the undercard for that fight. So yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, but that must fill you with pride, though.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously there's not, like I said, there's no one else other than me and Tom really to be in the FC from Wigan, and obviously Tom Aspinall's from Everton way. So
yeah, good bunch of local lads. And just the whole idea of going to this island and fighting without any crowd. Obviously, you'll have watched every fight card since lockdown began, so you'll have a good idea. And obviously, the amount of sparring that you've done in your life, you know what that sound of connecting to someone's chin and slamming someone on the mat sounds like without anyone there or a big audience there. Are you kind of relishing that opportunity for something so unique that's going to be broadcast to the whole world?
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, I mean, I think it's especially for somebody like me, you know, who needs to get out there and get my name out there a little bit more right now. You know, it's probably going to be one of the only sports watched in the world, so there's going to be a lot of eyes on us. I like that. I don't mind that. And like you say, you can hear every shot and, every slam. And I've performed in situations like that before. When I went to Japan in Shuto, and I won featherweight world champion over there, the fans don't say anything. They're very
quiet. Yeah, that's what they were like in Pride as well. Yeah, they were pretty quiet fans.
Yeah, they're very quiet. I mean, anything, but they do appreciate the sport. Like if you pass the guard or you do a good takedown, they'll clap, but they won't. They won't be screaming. Knock his head off or whatever. They're very respectful, but they do understand the sport. So that was quite similar, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Pride, were you a fan of MMA even back in them Pride days? Because I know you were solely focused on competing in wrestling, probably at that time. But was there a moment when you became a fan of MMA, and did you always think that you'd eventually compete in the sport, or was it literally just, I'm so good at wrestling, I want to try my hand at mixed martial arts?
No, I was always just wrestling focused. That was it. It was a very busy time for me wrestling, because the time I got took on the world class program was the time when we got took on the program for 2012 Olympics, which was like 6-7 years before the Olympics. So we got the funding then, and we got paid to train full time for wrestlers. So it was just fully focused on going to the 2012 Olympics, really. So I didn't think too much about it. Obviously, I had seen it, and was interested in it, but it was only really when Terry Ettim come down to the Salford Wrestling Academy, where we trained as the national team. He come down to do some wrestling and learn a bit of wrestling, really, because he was fighting in the UFC and he had a wrestler. His second fight in the UFC was against a wrestler. I can't remember the guy's name, maybe Matt Grice, something like that. So he come down, and then he asked me to come to Team Kaobon in Liverpool just to wrestle with him, not do anything else. And that's really how I got into it. I went down and wrestled with him, and then I did a few weeks of that, and then straight after the wrestling class, when I was wrestling with Terry, there was a jiu-jitsu class on. So the coach kind of said, do you want to try it? And I tried it. And I was all right, I was good at getting out of things and not getting subbed and whatever. Then I tried a bit of Thai boxing. So then I just got into it, and the coach said, Colin Aaron said, would you never want to try like mixed martial arts? And I never really thought about it too much. And I said, well, it's something I'll probably do after the 2012 Olympics, because that's my number one goal. I wouldn't sidetrack from that. But it was actually after 2010 Commonwealth Games that I went to when I started doing mixed martial arts properly then. That's what got me in.
And then just in terms of your opponent now, what do you expect from him? How much tape have you watched? And what's your game plan for this one in as little detail as possible and that you can tell us?
We don't really work on any game plans, because I suppose if he changes his, then it changes what he's going to do, then it's going to kind of go out the window, innit? So we kind of just work on certain areas that we could possibly be in the fight or something. Basically, just concentrate on ourselves or concentrate on me as to what I'm going to do, and that's that. But I've obviously prepared for him before, because it was only 2-3 weeks before the fight, because I was supposed to fight him in China last year. So it was 2-3 weeks before that I got injured. So I had prepared for him before, and I've watched stuff on him before, and I've watched stuff on this fight, because he's had one fight since he was supposed to fight me. So yeah, I mean, I'm very confident. He's a Greco wrestler. He seems to be a Greco wrestler, which is mainly just upper body wrestling. There's no legs. So they tend to forget about the leg attacks, and which is, it's my best weapon. If I shoot on your legs 9 times out of 10, I'm finishing. I don't think there's ever been a leg attack I've not finished within my mixed martial arts career, really. So if I want to take him down, I'll be getting him down.
And then just finally as well, I want to ask you about. Hello, how you doing, mate?
Hey. I'm just doing an interview, lad. Okay. I'll speak to you in a minute. He loves the limelight.
Yeah, the limelight. He loves the limelight.
Yeah.
Just one final one. How do you feel Darren is looking in comparison to previous camps heading into this fight with Robert Whittaker? And what do you make of that main event, just as an outsider looking in?
Darren straight away in title contention. I think he's, I think he will win that. I'm very positive that he will. and I think it puts him straight in line for the title. But Darren's looking best ever, really. I know we always kind of say that every fight for anyone, within your team, but I watched him on the pads this morning, and he's sharp, very sharp. So I'm excited for that one. I'm going to get my fight done, and I'm going to be excited to watch that. And obviously Tom's debut as well. Tom as well, he's on fire. His boxing's looking so sharp, and I think this kid plays into Tom's hands, really, and Tom's going to probably get a knockout too.
Good man. Well, I really appreciate your time, Mike, and I wish you the best of luck.